comment.
No comment.
No comment on anything today. You'll just have to find out. Be there. Watch your back. Hey, I'm going to go to the chair. Go to the chair.
Let's do a little traveling and everything.
How are you?
So,
Nice to see you. Nice to talk. How you
Sabian James here, Mount Vernon City School District, here at the North End Tavern. We'll be kicking off the 2019-2020 basketball season in grand fashion. They have an elegant brunch laid out for the coaches, staff, and students and players and the parents, all collectively. We are here to celebrate the season. We are looking forward to all the good energy. There's a brand new team. The final cuts have been made, so they're ready, locked and loaded to take on Suffern for their first home game. Everybody's here. It's a bunch of great energy. Again, as I said, we're ready to go, and we're kicking it off with a great breakfast because they say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. So until next time, we're going to get to the rest of the festivities here, and we're going to see you guys next time. Sabian James, Mount Vernon City School District. Thanks for tuning in. Sabian James in Mount Vernon City School District here with Coach Bob Cimino, celebrating his 26th year as varsity head coach. We're here at North End Tavern celebrating and kicking off, I should say, 2019-2020 basketball season. Coach, what does this day mean to you?
This is one of my favorite days of the year. The community, Mount Vernon, so supportive over the years, gets to meet its new team. We've got a nice mix, half returning players and half new who just made the team last week. So it's exciting to kind of unveil the newest model.
What are your expectations for the season?
Expectations are always high. Probably the toughest schedule that we've ever set forth upon. We're going to challenge the fellas. We're traveling all over, Hawaii, Massachusetts, some really, really great programs we'll be going against. And so we want to work hard during the year, get a little better each day, each game, each practice, and be ready for the months of February and March.
Speaking of readiness, how ready do you guys feel for December 3rd's home opener?
Well, we've got a couple of scrimmages coming up on Friday and Saturday. We've got more things to put in. Hard-working crew that we have, so we will be ready on the 3rd.
Sounds good. Coach, want to let you get back to what you're doing here. We thank you for your time, and make sure you're bringing back one of those grass skirts from Hawaii.
No doubt. I would like to welcome everybody. This is the start of the varsity season. This is year 25 of the boys basketball brunch. The brunch was originally started through the words of a former social studies teacher, Miss Ella Ballard, now retired, living in Memphis. It was her idea. I had no idea that it would take off to become such a great annual thing. This is one of my favorite days of the year because our community, who is always so supportive, gets to meet 15 VIPs, the new version of the Knights. So the way that it's going to go, this is the Mount Vernon basketball brunch, so whenever your plate is empty, please feel free to go up. We don't have a microphone, so we're going to talk from here. We're going to have the coaches come up with some greetings. We're going to have the team come up towards the end. And today is a special day for us all because we get to honor our leader. The head coach of Mount Vernon High School is being honored today, Mr. Ron Gonzalez. Although Coach Swozo is sitting at his table right now, I know there is some material prepared for a little bit. If you've never heard Coach Swozo, you'll probably be in for a treat. At this time, I'd like our coaches to please come on up. I'd like to go with Coach Brian Brown to lead off.
Yes, sir.
Coach Brian Brown is a 2003 graduate. He is a tenured math teacher. Welcome everybody.
everybody. I hope everybody's enjoying themselves. I hope this brunch is basically what you expected it to be. We have 15 members of our team that are actually going to basically show you what Mount Vernon is all about. They're going to be role models, leaders, but this is a special day for them because you guys get to see exactly who they are and what they're all about and what their gifts are. I got 3 stories that I want to tell. One story is I'm the JV coach at Mount Vernon High School, and literally all 7 of my best players from last year made varsity this year. So that's a blessing. As a coach, you want to make sure, and you want to make sure that you're providing, that you're giving. This is the first year. The second thing I want to say is this is the first year that every kid that played on this team came through the JV level. You get what I'm saying? So they didn't go from freshman to varsity. They didn't go from 8th grade to varsity. They basically played on the JV level and worked their way up. So you can see the little progress that we have going. And then the last thing I want to say is this. We have 2 leaders now. And then beginning of the year, beginning of the summer, you probably would question their leadership within Troy and Irv. But as time has gone and as they become brothers and have gotten closer and closer and closer, you can see the leadership has changed. Troy comes to me every single day just to talk about basketball and life. Irv comes to me every probably 4th period just to talk about basketball and life. And me working in the high school for the last 4 years, you don't get that opportunity just to speak to the kids, just talk to them about what's going on. But these guys come to me every day, and they want to talk to me every day. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's because they're seniors. I don't know if it's because they've been growing up as men. I don't know if it's because I was their coach a couple of years ago and they hated me last year, and then decided, you know what? He's probably right. I don't know what it is, but I know that these guys have been becoming men. And just to give you a little information, Coach Semino is just showing you every year, time in and time out, how he can help the community by producing beautiful young men every single year. And these 8th graders, these 8 seniors that we have, you're going to see what the process is. You know what I mean? A lot of them came from freshmen, a lot of them came from JV, but when they get to Semino, they actually become men and become different people. And I'm very thankful that I'm around these 15, but parents, I'm very, very thankful that you guys have given me and all of our coaching staff the opportunity to be around these 15 as well. And hopefully we're going to prove and show people a lot this year. All right? Please come around. Please come to as many games as you possibly can, because the support is like none other. And enjoy this year, you guys. Thank you very much for this.
I'd like to bring up Coach Patrick Theodule right now. Coach T has been around for a long time. Mount Vernon's historian.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. My name is Patrick Theodule. I've been coaching at Mount Vernon High School for 25 years. It's one of the joys of my life. Every year when we create the team, it's always a surprise. This year, we thought we had kind of one team, and then we have another team, which is the reason why you should really come out and see Mount Vernon basketball this year. I've been here long enough to know when a good time is coming. A good time is here, and a good time is coming. We have a mix of seniors, we have a mix of youth. We have 2 sophomores on the team, and they're going to help push the older players. But we're here for you guys, the seniors. Why? Because you've been with the program the longest. You know what it's like. Irv, you've been here since a sophomore. Troy, you've been here since a sophomore. Joshua, you grew up here when you were little. Even though you're a sophomore, you grew up when you was little. I had to remember when I came in how old I was, because when I came in, I said, oh, he looks familiar. Oh, that's Jabari's little brother. So that's how long I've been around. But to Orlando, Day, Damon, and Youssef, a new senior, I want to congratulate y'all on being and making a team. I want to say one more thing. I coach Coach Gary, and I also coach Brian Brown, and that's the result of what we do here in Mount Vernon. And so I'd like to say one more thing. Thank you to Mr. Gonzalez for giving us the opportunity to work with your children, and thank you as parents for giving us the opportunity to work with your children. Thank you very much.
So Coach Brian Brown Chomps was a scholarship player. Next is the first player that when I was varsity coach received a scholarship, and he went on to do great things, and he became a college coach, and in order to get back into academia, he left college coaching, and fortunately he's back as the knight that he always was. Coach Gary Bryant.
All right, Gary.
Good morning, everyone. Just like Coach just talked about, I was his first scholarship basketball player, but one of the biggest things that being a knight and coming up through this program, it's a great honor, especially when you grow up and then you can give back. And one of the biggest things I want to talk about today was I want to thank all the parents that are here today, everybody who's involved with the program, because it takes a lot to take your children to say, here, give them to us.
Thank you, Katisha.
For us as coaches in Mount Vernon to nurture and be around your kids on a daily basis. Think about it. They're with us in the summertime. You always gotta know where your kids are. You always have access to Coach Semino, Coach Chomps, as well as myself, to know where your kids are. Your kids are never gonna come home and say, oh, I was with Coach. All right, let me call Coach. They're never gonna lie on us because they know y'all have access to us. And being a parent now it's so crazy that I think about this. If I could have my child grow up and be around Coach Semino, he is one of the best that you're ever gonna be. He never turns his back. He's never gonna turn his back on his players. I'm 42 years old, and I still talk to him about a bunch of different things. But I could call this man anytime, anywhere, I could be wherever. He's gonna have a conversation, and he's gonna be completely honest with you. And that's one of the things that I always love about him and our coaching staff. So as parents, I want to give them a round of applause because the fact that y'all allow us to coach your kids and understand, they're great kids, but they are your kids. Y'all know your kids, just like we know them. At the end of the day, they're gonna come home and say, oh, I hate Coach Gary, I hate Coach Chomps, but we heard it all summer. We heard it all summer. And the reason why I'm so hard on y'all, and I want to push y'all to be the best that y'all could be, academically as well as athletically, is because it's a cruel world. Once you leave 100 California Road, nobody's going to care about you the way the Mount Vernon coaches and your family care about you. You're going to have to learn how to do your own laundry. You're going to might have to buy your own sheets.
Yes.
So just understand, when y'all leave here, it's a cruel world that you got to learn how to communicate. You got to learn how to deal with adversity. But at the end of the day, you're going to have your Mount Vernon coaches, you're going to have your family. You can always call us and we'll be there for you. Thank you.
Yes, that was amazing on my part. I started coaching Coach Gary when I was only 7 years old. Next, I'd like to call up someone that's been a great friend for many, many years. He does so much for Mount Vernon basketball and for Mount Vernon. Mr. John Nanarello.
First, I would like to thank Russ for having us here.
without the spread. I would like to thank all the family and friends who showed up and support the program. This is a terrific program. I am very honored and privileged to be part of. Rosamino is probably one of my best friends. I've gotten to be very close with the coaching staff. I probably have the easiest job in the program. I don't have to go up with defensive sets or offensive sets. I just got to write some numbers down in the book and I get to go on trips. So anyway, like I said, I'm very privileged. All you newcomers should feel very privileged to be among the team and part of the team, because it's a privilege that a lot of people would love to get and go. So you should feel special because you guys are. The program is special. Looking forward to a great season, and thank you so much for letting me be a part of it.
With our team, it takes a lot of support, evidenced by all of you here today. This other person, tremendous friend of mine for probably equally the number of years he's been around Mount Vernon, protecting Mount Vernon for many, many years, Coach Paul Rowland.
I'd first like to start off and say good day, everybody. Good day. And because I don't know if it's morning or afternoon or at night. How many of you are here for the first time at a Knights brunch?
A lot of people.
Welcome to the family. I've been with Coach Semino, I think over 34 years, starting back at CYO with St. Ursula's. I was walking the beat one day and he called me and asked me if I wanted to coach. I met him that night with the father of the church, and that next September I was coaching a team. And since then, I've continued with him, I followed him, and I learned from him every day. I just like to reach out to the parents. I'm not going to talk about the players because they're here to talk about themselves, and you'll hear from them. I wish them good luck. I wish them health, and we'll have a great season. We never lose. We always learn. Remember that. To the parents, welcome. Enjoy this time. I have an athlete that I'm very proud of, and I try to make as many games that I can, and I just hope that you guys can come out and support us, because there's something special. This is a special family, and having a family like this, we have many, many supporters. And there's a lot of supporters in this room today, and on behalf of Coach Semino and the Mount Vernon basketball program, we thank you very much. You give us opportunities that people dream about. We live it. Thank you. And to Mr. Gonzalez, congratulations on being honored. A quick story, you'll probably say, but the first time you walked into Mount Vernon High School gym, I wasn't there because my son was being born. So that goes back I believe 2001. So I wasn't out, that was the one game I missed, but you'll talk about that. Thank you, everybody.
Guys, I apologize. I was the first one, and usually I get an opportunity to, when I'm in the middle, I get an opportunity to make sure I get cover all my bases. But the reason why I came up here is because we're honoring Coach Mr. Gonzalez, right? And if you don't know, I'm a teacher. I'm a math teacher at Mount Vernon High School. I've been a math teacher for the last 4 years. But I've also been a teacher for the last 12 years. I've been in Mount Vernon. I went to the Mount Vernon School District. I love Mount Vernon. All I ever wanted to do was work at Mount Vernon, right? There's nobody that ever believed in me more than Mr. Gonzalez believed in me. And the main reason why I say that is I worked at 4 different schools, 4 different high schools. I've always been a coach here for 10 years, but I worked at 4 different schools. And not one of them ever talked about tenure to me. Not one of them, right? The other day, I got my tenure, November 2nd. Yeah. Right? I'm in school. That's my boy, Mr. Ruchan. He's the dean, right? Alright, so what? I'm in school, and Mr. Ruchan is getting his degree. He's getting his second master's in administration. So me and Ruchan going to lunch one time, and Ruchan says, let's go to Mr. Gonzalez, see if he want anything. And you know the first thing Gonzalez said, Ruchan's almost done when you starting to work on your master's.
Alright.
So you know what I did? I signed up and started working on my second master's.
Woo!
All I want to say is, I got the best two bosses in the world. I'm not even going to lie to you. I have the best two bosses in the world. My main job, and then my other main job. And I appreciate both of you guys. Thank you very much, and thank you for honoring this beautiful young man, because if it wasn't for him, I'd probably be still looking for jobs right now.
I know I was also. I want to tell you, when you've been out of place long as I've been here 25 years, there's a reason why you coach. So today I walked in and, you know, I came and one of the players came up to me. And the player came up to me and said, "Hey, coach, you gotta be hyped, you gotta be hyped." And I'm looking at him like, that's how I sound in practice. And so I realized he was the only singer I didn't name, and that was Nas. So Nas, bring that energy every day. I'll bring that energy.
Wait a minute, everybody's talking.
It's contagious.
The next person does so much for Mount Vernon and Mount Vernon basketball. He runs the Junior Knights, and that's the blood, the future of Mount Vernon basketball. Known this man a long time, very long time. He just gets the job done. Coach Dwayne Murray.
One time. First, before I get to a story, I want to tell Mr. Gonzalez, I was on Mr. Gonzalez's compact when he came on, and I knew he was right for Mount Vernon High School because I had the option, the ability to walk with him around the school, and he went in front of a Spanish class, was it? And he could have just kept walking, but he put his ear to the door, and he was like saying, okay. And he came out, I forgot what he said, but the idea that he took that kind of time to see what's going on, I said, okay, this guy right here. So, congratulations on being honored today. Secondly, I love my brothers, the coaching staff. I love them all. They've been there we've been for each other for good times, birth of kids and what have you, and some bad times. And so understand there's always going to be a special love that we have, and we try to share that with your kids. Last thing, great story here. As a junior night, you know, Coach Randy coaches me. Coach Randy Scotty coaches with my sister coach on the 8th grade team. And the junior night's responsibility is to be able to go to coach and say, hey, about certain players, who fits the culture, who fits what we want. Today, I got a big apology to make to one player. He came to us in the Mount Vernon Junior Knights, and he's the greatest kid ever. Played well the whole nine. Had the opportunity to have him at Varsity B for 2 years, and this year, I said to him, I think I'm going to move on and ask him to leave the team. And listen, more times than not, we get it good. We get it right, but sometimes we don't. And so when I walked into the gym for the first tryout, watched the tryout, it was clear what this young man did. This young man got into the gym, and he worked. He could have very easily sat down and said, you know what, okay, because sometimes as coaches, we can end career, we can end dreams. We really can. He just wasn't going to have it. So after that first tryout, I said, okay, wait, something's different. Something's different. So by time Friday, I didn't stay for the last tryout, but I saw Friday, I just saw an amazing tryout by this. So everything I was afraid that I didn't think he could do, he started to do. And so I'm here today to let everybody know that Yusuf Aladdin,
Yes.
I'm happy to say I was wrong. You earned this.
Yes, he did.
So I dedicate my time to you because you also taught me something. Because now I got to see who's the next Yusuf Aladdin. And I thank you for that. God bless.
I think it's the final coach that will come up next, and he's a social studies teacher at Melbourne High School. He used to work at Davis, and I would hear players talking about this teacher at Davis. And then I understood he was coaching CYO, then he made the move to the high school, and it was just a natural to get him involved with our program. He's our freshman coach. He does so much for Melbourne High School, and he's one funny dude. Coach Rich Swozo.
I apologize. All right. I have after your third concussion, you have to write things out because you can't remember. You know what I'm saying? I'll take this in another way. I guess Mr. Gonzalez can also confirm that as the union rep, him and I have had some very interesting discussions also. Okay? But we're here to celebrate today. Okay? So I'd like to thank Mr. Gonzalez for all the help that he does for our kids and the program. I want to welcome everybody to the annual. Gary, calm down, but he's staring at me already. He's worried a little bit. To the annual roast, I'm starting my 15th year in the program. It's an honor to be part of it. Mount Vernon is the best program in the state, one of the best in the country. It's the best thing that I'm part of. There's a common goal, there's cooperation amongst the staff and teamwork on everyone's part. That's the reason for the program's success. It is program over individual, but the individuals make up that program. And Coach Semino has assembled a great staff, and these guys work hard 365 days a year. I'm very lucky to be the freshman coach. I've worked with some great kids over the last 14 years. We had a lot of success this season, and this year I've got a great group of kids representing all 3 schools in the district. Our goal is to make them better and then hand off better players to Coach Chomps. And I want to thank Coach Chomps, okay? I want to thank him for understanding the plight of the freshman coach and providing me with the players to be successful. What happened to Gary? Oh, just questioning over there. Because it hasn't always been this way, you know? And I really don't want to bring it up. But since we're all here, it might be a perfect time. Now, we had a former JV coach, and during tryouts, we'd have 40 guys show up, and Gary got the top 39. I'm sorry, the former JV coach got the top 39. He told me he needed to have a tremendous 7-string backup in case the first 35 guys got hurt. Okay? So the only guy I got out of the 40 was the guy who showed up with the tennis racket. You know, he showed up, Gary's like, you put him on the top of 6, nothing will get past him. I was like, all right, you know, thanks, you know. So, you know, he got the top 39, I got the tennis guy with a weak first serve. What happens? Gary, ex-JV coach, goes on to a big-time college job with an NCAA appearance, and I go back to room 255 to get kids to pass the Regents. You know, it is what it is. You know, so thanks, Coach Brown. I really appreciate it. And I'm glad that our former JV coach, Gary Bryant, standing right there. I'm glad that he had a chance to go to the NCAAs and get his ring. Okay? My biggest joy about this year's varsity program is the fact that we have 6 former freshman players on it. It's a reflection of their hard work, and I'd like to tell you my side of the story, at least, about the games and the practices and the classes, you know. And like I always say, never let facts get in the way of a good story. All right? But first, I want to thank Yusef Aladdin. He's this year's grand prize winner, a senior making varsity. First prize is a trip to Hawaii. All right, the first guy I'm going to just talk a little about. Where's Troy? Where's Troy? Troy's right over there. Yo, he was in my class last year, Troy. A very nice, quiet, respectable young man. And I'm looking forward to him having a strong season. I will say he passed his regents. Yeah! But I had to hound him a little bit, you know, every now and then, and just a little pressure. Yo, you got to pass the regents. I don't want to catch any grief over this. You gotta pass, you gotta pass, you gotta pass. No pressure though. Okay? Troy was very nice, just looked at me and he said, don't worry, Swoles, I got you. Okay. I just ended the conversation. I didn't even know what to say. But I'm gonna say I'm wishing Troy the best of luck this year. Then I had Nigel. Where's Nigel? Right there hiding in the corner, okay, over there. He was on the freshman squad. And I used to tell these guys, listen, there's going to be a lot of spots open in varsity on the next few years, and he listened. And I just want to say, another good guy all the time. Yo, he's got great hair. Yes. Look at that. Look at that. Know that. Yeah, there you go. You might not believe it, I used to have hair like that. In 1984. Okay? Yeah. Where were you in 84? Yo, 84 was a good year on Fordham Road. And he used to call me up and be like, yo, Swoles, what do I got to do to get better and move up? And I'd be like, yo, you got to do everything. And he would say, don't worry, Swoles, I got you. And that was that. We moved on, and now he's here today. A varsity member from the freshman squad. Good job, Nigel. All right. Now I'm going to move on to Orlando. Yep, right over there, the big O. I don't know where he stole that nickname from. And I'm going to say he passed his regents. Yeah! Now, I was hoping Sister Alicia was here today. She's not here, is she? Of course, she told me I was her favorite teacher of all time, and I wanted you guys to hear that. Okay? And she also passed her regents. All right. All right. So we picked up Orlando off the waiver wire in December, freshman year. And it was a very nice Christmas present. The kid said, yo, this guy can dunk, he jumps through the roof, blah, 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 blah. So the first day of practice, he shows up, he goes to the top of the key, he comes running down and he slam dunks. Everybody's going crazy, like, wow, wow, wow. Now, the problem was, he didn't dribble and there was nobody playing defense. And that's all right, but it looked great. It looked great. The place went wild. All right? So reality set in when another team was on the court playing defense. And it still looked good. And he got better every day, which is all that matters. I remember for the fellas, we ran the alley-oop for them back in White Plains. Even the White Plains coach bugged out that we ran it. Now the ball didn't go in, and it was a close play, but you know what? It looked great. And I could see the upsides on it. So I used to say to him, yo, Orlando, you got to work hard. And he said, don't worry, Swoles, I got you. No problem. And a little ESPN, did you know? Orlando was one of the only kids to ever call me Mr. Swoza. Once or twice. You know, and threw me off. I thought I was in trouble. Because usually when I get Mr. Swoza, it's Mr. Swoza, report to the office of your union rep. You know? Okay, so I got a little worried. And then there's Nas G. Right over there in the corner. All right?
Lonely child.
Yeah, there you go. See, well, you guys now, you're getting the refined version. I got the raw, unfinished product in 9th grade, full of salt and vinegar back in the day. All right? We had a comment, a quip, a quote, or something every time I say something. Gonzalez, don't you hate guys who always have a comment every time you say something? You know? But he was no problem for me. I mean, I didn't have to fight him. He was too busy fighting the other coach, Lance. So I didn't have to worry about it. I let those guys get at each other. And then I would just be like, yo, Nas, relax. What do you say? Don't worry, Swoles, I got you. Right? No problem. You know? And then I get him in class as a junior. So he had matured a lot by then, and He had gained in popularity, and now he had an entourage that came with him. Okay? And the two biggest part of his entourage was Aiden, who thought he was James Harden, and Trey, who wasn't allowed any thoughts unless his girlfriend let him take. And I can say that now because he's not here to defend himself. And they were all in the same class, and they couldn't just walk in the room and sit down like everybody else. Now they had to make an entrance. Okay? You know, 3-4 minutes late, like they were on the red carpet. And what did they do? They walked around the room greeting everybody when they came in. They were shaking hands, they were kissing babies, they were giving daps, whatever you had to do. Okay? I mean, and he was respectful. He walked right up and shook my hand too. It wasn't a problem, you know? So, I was impressed. I didn't know what to do. I got to tell you, I didn't know if he was running for office, but if he would, I would have voted for him. And what else do I got here? Now he's a senior. And he's all grown up and out on the town there. All right? And he passed the Regents.
Yeah!
All right? So all I'm going to say is my job is done. I did what I had to do. And I want to thank him for the handshakes and the invites and the basketball brunches and everything else. But let me reiterate, my job is done. Last but not least, where's my boy Damon? He's sitting over there right now. He played on the freshman team, showed up a little skinny guy with long legs, you know. I tell you, and he wasn't shy about shooting either. From anywhere. He said he had a parking lot range. And he told me, Gary, that I had a starter because he was a great outside shooter. But I told him, you know, the problem is we play indoors. So that's a problem. Right? Then I got him in class as a junior, and he was the perfect student. He never even made a sound. Didn't even snore loud. It was perfect. So, you're all right there. You're all right. And, but I had to occasionally get on his case, okay? And just like once or twice a period. You know, and it usually went something like this. Yo, you better pass the Regents. Your mom is going to while on you. Yo, you better pass. She ain't playing. She told me, you better wise up real fast. What did he do? He looked at me and he said, don't worry, Slows. I got you. I got you. Now we're getting close to the Regents, and I'm thinking, you know, like, I must be out of my mind. No comments, Johnny. I'm panicking over the Regents. I'm all stressed out. And everybody else is sleeping 8 hours a night like they had a sedative or something. No problem, no stress. So, what do I do? They're all telling me again, not to worry, I got you. So, I gotta be honest, I don't even know what I got you means. Okay, but they're all telling me that. Then comes the Regents. And I see him after the test, and he's like, well, I don't know if I completely finished my second essay and blah, 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 blah. And I explode. Okay, it happens. You know, I told you to do the essay first. What's wrong with you? Yo, your mom is going to beast on you. Yo, and that's okay for you. But then she's going to come looking for me. And that's where the problem starts. I was like, I need this. I don't have enough stress. You know? I was like, warning. Warning, it's getting crazy. So, he says, don't worry, suppose I got you. I figured out, he's explaining the test to me, and I was like, I figured out how many I got right on the multiple choice, and then I went to part 3A on the scaffolding, and I got these right, and then I took my Regents essays, and I used the New York State Regents rubric, and I figured out that I had this, so if you go down on this side, and then across on the top, the two boxes are going to meet, I got a 72. Now, I'd like to tell you what I said to that. Except I would lose my job. So, you know, that's just the way things go. And what happens then? Good things happen when the test results come out. One, he got a 72. And today I didn't have to hide from his mom here at the breakfast because she's not here. But he passed the Regents. But I finally figured out what I got you means. You see, it means shut up and get out of my face. But now, see, when they were freshmen, that's how they would say it. now they're more mature, they're grown up, they're the finished product, so they don't say that, they just say, I got you. And our boys have grown up, so thank God I figured it out. But like, now I'm using that. Like last week, my administrator, Manny, here called me in the office and started reading me the Riot Act. I didn't fight back, I just said, yo, Manny, I got you. But on a serious note now, I'm going out on a limb, Coach. I'm going out on a limb today. I'm not predicting a sectional, regional, or state championship, which we're all predicting anyway. I'm going to predict from our basketball team this year, the highest Regions pass rate. I can thank Destination College and all the parents and everybody who helped. The highest Regions passing rate in the history of the program.
Yeah.
That's why I'm today. And I'm hoping that I'm right. Now I see Coach is giving me the 30-second sign. So if anybody wants to hear 30 more seconds on Gary Bryant, just let me know. Because I got some material ready. Tom, should we good or? All right, we're good. So you're off the hook. Have a nice day.
If you've never been here before, seriously, that was the toned down version. He was on good behavior because he's at the principal's desk.
I didn't know who was here today.
Just a couple words about Mount Vernon basketball. We're going to Hawaii. We feel blessed and spoiled. It's an amazing thing that the community does for us. Mount Vernon basketball, as we're here right now, we have players literally all over the world playing. We have Jasir's uncle, Jabari Hines, is playing in Macedonia, where he's doing some great things. We have Isaiah Cousins, drafted in the NBA. He's playing in Jerusalem. We have Kevin Jones. He's playing in Japan. About 12 o'clock, you're going to see Eastern Michigan on the TV. Noah Morgan, grandfather Troy Coleman is here today. Noah is in Jamaica playing right now with Eastern Michigan. Marlon Taylor's with LSU down there also. So Mount Vernon basketball is indeed worldwide. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you all for being part of it. Someone who really does so much for Mount Vernon and Mount Vernon basketball behind the scenes is here with us today. He's a great friend. He makes sure that all of our ball players have summer jobs. He takes care of us. He is instrumental in getting Memorial Field back to us. I have a great friend. I'd like him to come up. This is legislator Lyndon Williams.
Thank you, Coach. Mr. Sozo, I wanted to say to him that we're in the midst of our budget process in the county of Westchester. We're trying to decide on our priorities, trying to decide on how we're going to spend the money. And now I got a response when I add things into the budget. I got you. But I want to say that Mount Vernon basketball program is second to none. It's the top in the state of New York. And as the coach said, one of the best in the country. And I got a feeling it was the top in the country. But its success comes from leadership from top to bottom. And that success you've seen and heard here tonight. You've heard Coach Semino is a legend in this county and in this state. And he has all of the coaches, their leadership from top, and they're teaching leadership. Because a lot of the young men that come out of this program, both on and off the court, are examples throughout Westchester. I can tell you, it's a Mount Vernon basketball team, and I'm always proud when we are in the midst of the basketball season because I got bragging rights. You know, and I use them on the Board of Legislators. But we were talking. I had a meeting last week, and we had Parks and Recreation Commission. You know this whole issue about the county center and Section 1. over the last few years have been a problem. So we always have been, we got to get Section 1 back at the county center. I mean, we're spending a lot of money. We've got the Knicks there. We need our basketball team. So last week, we were in the midst of talking about how we're going to fund different things in the county. And my question was, what about Section 1 and the county center? The response was, Coach Semino is very happy. Because Section 1 is back at the county center. The response tells you really why it was important for it to be back, because we have the top basketball program in the county of Westchester, and I am from Mount Vernon, and I root for Mount Vernon basketball team. But not only me, you have a lot of our other legislators. When we get to that level where we've already, at sectionals, where they're rooting for Mount Vernon basketball team, because it's kind of a Westchester thing now. So it's a great thing to have. And I want to say that on the court, off the court, and I want to say that at the high school, your Principal Gonzalez, leadership again that we're seeing, and that leadership is resulting in the results you're seeing. You heard about the regions and the success rate. That comes from working together. And I think when you look at what's going on between the kind of camaraderie, the kind of cooperation, it is an example of how success breeds from unity and working together. And I tell you, Coach, I'm calling you a coach because you are a coach. Principal, I am so honored today to stay here, to come here and honor you. I have a proclamation that I brought from the Board of Legislators that I'd like to present to you. You are a tremendous leader. You've been here in how many years now? It's not that long, but you have made so much success in that short period of time. And we are encouraged. I am encouraged. I know this community is encouraged. And we are really thankful for the great job that you're doing. Could you come forward? Can I have the proclamation? Yes. I want to present you this proclamation from the Westchester County Board of Legislators. And we have the proclamation discuss all about your body and the great things you do. And I'm not going to read the whole thing because a lot of these people know. And actually your work that you're doing in the high school kind of shows it. But I want to read one sentence that we have here. And it says, resolved that Tuesday, November 26, 2019, be proclaimed Principal Ron Gonzalez Day in Westchester County.
Yeah!
We've got a new thing now. We've got the county center, and we've got this jumbotron that normally, the Knicks are up there, you got all these different, and we said on this day, we're going to make sure your name is up there all day.
Yeah!
Thank you very much. I just want to say to the parents, and continue to support, continue to be there for these students, for these young men, and for all of our students in the school system. Because I believe that we're making a lot of progress, great progress, in our school system here in Mount Vernon. And it's because of great people who are working to make that possible. Thank you.
I'll keep with the legend status. Someone who takes care of our Mount Vernon players in a different way. The health aspects. We have with us today our team doctor for about the last 15 years. I'd like to call up Dr. Ira Kirschenbaum. I don't want to embarrass him too much, but I want all of you newcomers to know that for the last 12 years, Dr. and Mrs. Kirschenbaum, Dr. and Dr. Kirschenbaum have blessed every one of our seniors with a brand new computer. My other little introductory story is this man runs Bronx Lebanon Hospital. And we've taken different athletes down to him. He employs Mike Coburn, 2007 basketball player, Division I, great person. And when we go in there, the waiting room is literally packed with people. Soon as we're seen, boom, you're next. We go right through. Thanks to Dr. K's welcomeness and his openness to all of Mount Vernon. What a great friend.
Thanks. First of all, I have to make a comment on how I'm dressed. Because my wife, Dr. Mrs. Kirschenbaum, said, Coach is wearing a suit. I said, I'm wearing a suit too.
That's a great suit.
I wear a suit every day. I don't get to wear this at work. A couple of things. I was listening to some of the, I need notes now, you know. This is my 15th consecutive year, starting with CeeLo. Aaron was my first patient. Not breaking HIPAA, but he was pregnant, so I took care of CeeLo. But I just want to point out, Chomps mentioned something, and I want to make a point. I've been here 15 years. I don't have tenure. And you have 2 bosses. I have 15 bosses. And their mothers and fathers. It's been an absolute pleasure to be part of this program, to be part of Destination College, and watch these young men grow, not only get educated in basketball, educated in academics, educated in life. And it's a pleasure to see them get a little nervous when they come down and they're injured, because the big question always that needs to get asked is, can he get back on the field, right? So we had one of the players recently come down, and Coach knows this, brought him down. I was a little concerned about the knee, so I called up a good friend of mine who is a team physician for the Jets. First thing he says is, how's the team going to do this year? I said, big guy, Swaz, I got you. I got you, Elliot. But I got a question about this player. He said, this is how you treat him. This is all true. And I called up another friend of mine, a team physician for the Cubs. This what may not be true. He says, how's the team going to do this year? They're doing fine. Finally, I called the team physician of the U.S. ski team, who gave me some other advice and said, and did know the team, and said, how's the team going to do this year? I said, they're going to do great. They do great every year. I know my wife and I, Emily, are always there for the team. Principal Gonzalez is a great, amazing person, amazing leader. This is such a great honor for you to be honored now, and it's my honor to know you and your family. And I want to thank you very much for everything you do for the school.
So Dr. K went to the doctor who handles the Jets, the Chicago Bulls, and then the U.S. ski team for Troy. Those are some pretty good. Just some quick shout outs. There's a nice sign that the section gave us that's put up outside the gym. It talks about sportsmanship and all. So I just want you to understand that if you're sitting near Uncle Paul during any of the games, sometimes the language will be very colorful, but it means it. That's my Uncle Paul Semino right there. The lady that you gave the money to. That's Miss Sue Tornabetti. She's run every burn. Over here, this is my lovely administrative assistant.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. There we go.
This is Miss Daffodil Graham, Mr. Stanley's administrative assistant. They do a lot of work for us at Mount Vernon High School. Great folks. Thank you. Thank you. This gentleman right in front of me with that device. This is Mike Thompson. He works for our district, and he has just done so much for sports, letting the young people see themselves over and over again. Mike, thank you for everything that you do. And then I think it might have been at the original brunch when one of the former Knights answered the little flyer we had out. He came, he showed up, and maybe he snapped a picture or two, and now he's the ultimate pro photographer. So I'd like to call up a state champion and a great friend, Mr. Lonnie Webb. Parents, when the brunch is over, you're going to have to wait about 10 or 15 minutes for your sons, because Lonnie's going to take some photos that last a lifetime. And then Wednesday we do our team photo. It's a half day of school at 11:30. If any of you want to come up, and feel free to. Lonnie runs that show. He does it all over the place, but Mount Vernon is his home, and we don't have to pay Lonnie ever. All right, Lonnie!
We love Lonnie. I was going to go hide because I really didn't want to speak. But I didn't communicate that with Bobby. But I'm just an avid, proud Mount Vernon Knight. Born and raised in Mount Vernon. Woo! Long time ago. There was no three-point line when I played. I'm just happy to be a part. And I remember when I first started doing this, I just was coming to the game, sitting on the sideline, in the bleachers, with all the other fans. I brought a camera one day. I moved down closer to the court, still in the bleachers, taking pictures. I enjoyed doing it. And then eventually I moved to the sideline, talked to some of the photographers, the reporters that were sitting along the baseline, started taking pictures. And then I started printing the pictures and giving them to the kids. And they were happy to get those pictures, but I can tell you my pictures back then were garbage. It really was. But I was happy to do it and do it for the Mount Vernon High School program. And all the time thinking, I wish somebody had did that for me when I played. So I love Mount Vernon, and it's my way of giving back to them. And like Coach Cimino said, I do team photos for a lot of schools. I do team games. But Mount Vernon is where my heart is where I belong, and I'm just so happy to be a part. It keeps me close to the program. I've seen so many kids come through, so many young men develop from 8th grade all the way up through graduation and going into college and becoming responsible human beings in our society. So I'm thankful that I have the opportunity to do this. I thank Coach Cimino for allowing me to do it. I remember when I first started doing it, I wrote him a letter. I don't remember what the letter said exactly, but I just wanted to thank him and let him know how humble I was for him giving me the opportunity to just be around the team players and be able to do what I love to do. I love doing this. This is my heart. This is my passion. Parents, all during the season, kids are excited. They're playing. The season is going on. I never charge them for these pictures. Players, especially the new players. I'll get you the pictures. Just remind me to do it. Tell me to do it. I'll give you a link. You download the photos. So I'm telling you that so you don't have to worry about, I want to buy those pictures. Tell your kids to get those pictures because they're free. And last but not least, I just want to say congratulations, Mr. Gonzalez. You deserve it, well deserved. And since I've known you, you're nothing but a great human being. I know you're a great leader at Mount Vernon High School. I respect you and I thank you for what you do at my school, my alma mater. So thank you very much.
Parents, we have some people here from Destination College today. Destination College is an organization that comes into our classrooms. They help tutor our student athletes. They help our student athletes pass the regents. They take care of getting them signed up for the SATs. They take them on college trips. They handle the college applications. They handle the FAFSA aid forms. Destination College is just a dream. So could I have the Destination College folks please stand up? Destination College, quite a bit. A quick shout out to the birthday boy here,
Joe B.
Mr. Joe Banks. Joe Banks is a great friend. He actually coached me back in the days. And he is a winner. He beat the hell out of cancer.
All right.
At this time, I'd like to have our City Council President, Ms. Janice Duarte, come up, please.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
It's really a pleasure to be here and honor that I had the opportunity to be here with you today to congratulate Principal Gonzalez, to congratulate all of the team members, the coaches, Coach Cimino, the parents, and everyone who comes together and really makes it possible for our team to be the best team in the county, the state, and the country, and have our players all over the world. It's really inspiring, and it's just really, it's proud. We're proud. We're very proud of all of you. Councilwoman Copeland, as you know, is a huge basketball fan, and she would have been here had she not injured herself Friday. So she asked me to come in her place, and she wants to congratulate Principal Gonzalez and all of the team members for your success and also for your honoring today. But as the county legislator said earlier, leadership, we can see, exists from the top to the bottom. And it's all these examples of leadership at every level that brings everybody together and makes the success that we see. So from Principal Gonzalez to the coaches, to the team players themselves who are emulating and learning and maturing as they witness all of the leadership around them, boosting them and really helping them become the great example of young men that they are. And to the parents, congratulations to you guys for your support of these young men, but also I'm sure you're very proud of them. They're wonderful, wonderful young men. And so congratulations to all of you, everyone. You all are part of the team. You have fans on the council, although we don't probably come out as often as Councilwoman Copeland does, but at least tries to make every game. But with that said, I just want to present a resolution on behalf of the City Council to Principal Gonzalez.
It's just on the screen. That's pretty cool.
Find new places to put them.
I think at this time I'd like to have our seniors come up, please. I call the whole team up, but there's just... Okay, as you know, we are honoring our principal today. He is a really good friend to me. If you Google, I tried this, if you Google tenured principal in Mount Vernon, it comes back unknown until he got here. We literally went through, we used to have fun sitting around counting the number of principals that we had in a small time frame. We had no stability at the high school until Mr. Gonzalez came. He is a, he's a sports enthusiast, he's a scholar, athlete, track star at Manhattan College, and he just has taught me a tremendous amount about how to handle different situations. He is cool under pressure. He sees different themes on how to work out different situations, and he gets the job done. And he came on the scene in 2011, I believe. And my life has been a lot better off with him there, as have a lot of teachers and students. So he's a great friend. He is our leader. So this is just a fitting tribute. It's not enough, but we wanted to recognize him because he's just so good a person. Can we take the tape off there? Let's see what we got.
All right.
No, they wanted to see.
Oh, they have to wait.
Nice. That's nice, guys.
All right, everybody. Mr. G, would you come on up and accept this? Boss.
You gonna hold that up or?
Hold it up.
Yeah, hold it up.
Yeah, not in front of your face, but yeah, okay, everybody look here. Everybody look here. Good, keep looking. Troy, move over a little bit, Troy. Move over, Troy. Troy. All right, right there, that's good.
Mind your way.
All right, here we go. And one more. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry.
Download them for free.
So, I look a little younger in some of these pictures. Wow. I wasn't prepared for all of this today. I've had the honor of being at the brunch every year. Usually have one of my children that's with me at the brunch. Today I'm so blessed to have my family, my beautiful wife. And to the City Council, to Legislator Williams, I am greatly honored and humbled to receive the awards that you have bestowed upon the name Ronald Gonzalez. And I am happy to say that it is the second time that I have received a proclamation from the legislative office and a citation from the City Council. The first was when I did receive tenure in 2015-16 school year as the principal, but I think this one's a little bit sweeter. So I said to my family when Coach asked me if I would be willing to accept the honor, I said I made it. Like when you get honored by boys basketball in Mount Vernon, you've made it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just some very brief things to share. Coach Hammer mentioned the one game that he missed way back when. I was a boys varsity basketball coach a long time ago, and I coached a very, very good team out of Washington Heights in the 2000-2001 school year. And I was living in Mount Vernon at the time, bumped into Coach, we start talking, and I said, hey, I have a pretty decent team, maybe we can get a non-league game this year. So I brought my boys up from Washington Heights, and we were ready. And I think that's the year you had a 6'8" or 6'9" center, and my 6'2" center, little Dominican kid, looks at me and goes like this. So on the sideline, I said, jump high.
So we lose the jump ball, and they run their backdoor alley-oop to Ben Gordon, who starts the game off with what you can imagine is a thunderous dunk. And then he gets called for hanging on the rim. So I looked at my boys and said, it's nothing. It's 2 points. Let's make the free throws. So we make both of our free throws. It's 2-2. Mount Vernon scores. I'm not sure if the ball touched the ground. 4-2. We come down, we score 4-4, 6-4, 6-6, and I'm telling my boys, we are in this game, we are in this game. And I'm pretty sure the score at the end of the first quarter was 32-6.
Whose favorite?
And then, don't worry, Smos. So halftime of that game was when Gus Williams' jersey was retired. So here are my boys, we think we have a pretty good team. And we're down 60 at halftime for an extended halftime show as the unveiling of the retired jersey is being done. So what I like to say is, I couldn't beat him at basketball, so instead I became his boss. It has really changed everything about the way I view the boys basketball program in Mount Vernon. The other thing I'll share is, Coach knows this because it was around my first week or two after being named principal at the high school sometime in January. And as all new principals, administrators in a new position, they work very late hours. So I think the girls must have practiced first that day. The boys had the gym late, so I walk into the gym. It's about 8:15. And Coach blows his whistle, and with an unrecognizable motion, because I didn't even see it coming, the fellas come running over, reach down, shake my hand with a look in the eye, stand shoulder to shoulder waiting for me to address them. And I said, oh, okay. Couldn't think of what to say. I said, all right, fellas, what's the most important game on the schedule? And in unison, they all said, the next one. I said, okay, I'm just going to get out of your way. Since then, Coach knows that I use the gymnasium as therapy. When there is basketball practice going on and I maybe have had a long day or a long week of work, I like to just go in and watch the fellas putting in the grind on the court, because it does remind me of the greatness that comes out of Mount Vernon. I am so happy to be surrounded by the folks that help me do the work on a daily basis. I don't think leadership is from the top down. Coach D mentioned during my visit to the school, I engaged with the kids a lot during the interview process, because I firmly believe that oftentimes the children have the answer, and sometimes we get in the way of what it is that they can tell us. So having an opportunity to join the fellas the way that we have conversations, having them impact even my own family, Dr. K, what you have done for my family and I, even personally, about 2 weeks ago I tore my meniscus in my knee, and text Coburn, and that afternoon I was in with Dr. K, took me right up to the front, got me all squared away. Just an unbelievable partnership that exists for everyone that's connected to Mount Vernon. The last thing I'll share is Coach mentioned about Mount Vernon being recognized around the world, and that is so accurate. There are several times, and my family can attest to this because I have a lot of Mount Vernon gear at home. There's several times when we're in Virginia, DC, anywhere, and if I'm rocking a Mount Vernon shirt, someone recognizes it.
That's right.
And they say, Mount Vernon basketball.
Yeah.
So for me to be associated with Mount Vernon basketball, and for today to be so profoundly impactful on my life, just humbles me. Fellas, you have a lot of responsibility. I had the great opportunity to meet the team Friday at practice before this afternoon, so it's always a pleasure to look into the eyes of young men that are hungry, they're humble, and they want to work. You can see that. So I'm so happy for all of you. I can't thank you enough for making me look good most of the time. To the leadership, Coach Cimino, the legendary Hall of Fame coach, thank you so much. One other thing to share about Coach Chomps. When I interviewed Mr. Brian Brown for a position at the high school 5 years ago, we interviewed went well, and I said to him, you know, you have a bigger responsibility than a lot of other folks if I can offer you this job, because as a born and raised Mount Vernon Knight, I'm going to ask that you impact the lives of our kids. Well, what happened that year is district made a few changes in terms of how placement was done. So while I submitted Mr. Brown's name to be hired as a math teacher at Mount Vernon High School, I lost him to the middle school for that year. And he called me and said, I didn't want to work at the middle school, I want to work at the high school. I said, this is your way in, and I'll steal you as soon as I can. And I did the following year, and it was a great pleasure for me to text Coach Brown the day that I was submitting his name for tenure, because I knew the greatness that was in him and what he wants to do for children on the basketball court translates into the classroom. Mr. Brown has the highest Regents passing rate on the algebra test. So lastly, I wasn't expecting gifts. For the adults in the room, you know the saying, my mama taught me right. So I do have something that I want to present to each of the players. This is an idea that I had. It is a scaled down version of our gymnasium that was put together by 3 of our top scholars at the high school. So it has everything from the court, the bleachers, the jerseys hanging on the wall, the American flag, and each of their names placed onto the court. And the original rendering, Coach Cimino, if you would come on up.
Gotcha.
That's cool. So, lastly, fellas, no pressure at all. You're going to win. You're going to have some learning experiences. Last year, I think the day before the Gold Ball game, I went into what's now called our Gold Ball room, used to be called the community room, and I shifted all of the gold balls on the bottom shelf over one space and left a blank space. Took a picture of it. I sent it to Coach. He doesn't like that. But what I'll say is, you know, we made that when that design was when the renderings were being shared with us, I said, I want to make sure that we can continue to place the one gold ball that's given out every year in its rightful place, and that is in the Mount Vernon High School Gold Ballroom. So when you come to our games, please do stop in. They're all there, present for you to see. Can't wait to have more and more gold.
35.
35 total. Can't wait to have more and more represented in that room. So, fellas, I'm humbled. Coach, thank you so much for this honor. I appreciate you as a person. God bless. God's best protection and blessing on all of my seniors, underclassmen, for a great, great season. Continue to represent me in the city of Mount Vernon the way that you do. Thank you all.
Almost ready for the fellas and their speeches. I would like you to turn this way and look down. We have our fantastic athletic trainer with us, Miss Sasha Gay Harris. And this is not an official commercial. Russ? Hey, Russ? Can we have you for a minute? This is the owner. He's a 1983 MV grad. Woo! Great friend, fantastic person. This is his place. I do Uber Eats. number one burger in Westchester. All right! Here we go, Russ. So it's nice to have my Mount Vernon people invade New Rochelle. I have my business here. I do live here now, born and raised in Mount Vernon, 83 graduate. I graduated at 7 years old. But as anyone who sits near me at a Mount Vernon basketball game knows, I bleed maroon and gold. Yeah. I've been sitting in the same spot, right above the top of the bleachers behind the Mount Vernon bench since Lonnie Webb was a senior.
Wow.
So that's 41 years. Always proud to be there. Bob has been my friend for 44 years, and every accolade that he gets, he more than deserves. He is truly one of a kind.
Yes.
I want to give a special thanks, though, to sometimes all the assistant coaches are underrated with Mount Vernon. What you guys do, coming, a lot of you on your own time with no pay, is absolutely amazing. I'll share a brief story. Sometimes there's comments in the stands about how many Mount Vernon assistant coaches there are. Oh yeah. So I was sitting behind two coaches from Section 1, and one turned to the other, and I don't have to use names, that wouldn't be right. Ty Carver says, I wonder how many assistant coaches are going to come out today. And I tapped him on the shoulder and I said, my man, you keep counting assistant coaches, we'll keep counting gold. So that's what we do. To the players, I just want to tell you guys, enjoy this. All right, I was lucky enough to play high school baseball and college baseball. High school baseball was better. Those are the friends I came up with. Those are my friends today. Not a week goes by that I don't speak to one of them. So enjoy this. Enjoy each other. Take care of each other. Good luck, and God bless you all. Woo! All right, Russ. We have one more person to speak, and then we'll bring up the players to talk. And you folks know, as soon as the players are done, we have what we call an open microphone. We love to have parents and friends come up and embarrass the players. So it's a nice thing. Or come on up and say something nice, if you'd like. Before I call up our last person, I just wanted to share with everyone here that the returning players, well, as you know, everyone here has passed all of their classes. That goes without saying. No failures. And the class of 2020, the report cards were the best I've ever seen. All right. Destination College, I salute you. And seniors, they just took care of business. So they're focused. Nice. At this time, I'd like to call up the team mentor and owner, Mr. William Davis. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. How are you doing? It's a real pleasure to be here this afternoon, and I want to start by saying congratulations, my sincere congratulations to a well-deserved set of honors to our principal, Mr. Gonzalez. Well-deserved for want to congratulate each of the members that have made the Mount Vernon team this year, especially those new 7 players. They get to walk into a locker room, and there's a sign above that locker room. I don't know how many of you have seen it. I know that you parents probably have not seen it. And what it says is that tradition never graduates. To me, being very simplistic about it, tradition is nothing more than a reflection of a culture. And that is the culture of Mount Vernon High and the Mount Vernon basketball program. And that tradition are the results that emanate from that program, the honors that come out of it. Just for starters, we talked about 34 gold balls, as Paulie and I discussed yesterday. Of that 34, if you counted up New Rochelle, White Plains, Scarsdale, the rest of the section combined, they don't have half of what we have. Not half. Probably about a third everybody else has. You look at the products that come out of Mount Vernon. You can start with the pros that are going on. Gus Williams, Ray Williams, the McRae brothers, the Jabari Hines, and Ben Gordon. Look at those. Look at the players that Bob Sabino talked about before that are playing all over the world. But of equal importance, perhaps even more importance, are the people that come out of there, the graduates from Mount Vernon High that have gone on and come back. We can start with somebody who I disagree with a lot, but we share the same birthday and he does one hell of a job. That's the JV coach. He's looking at, he's wondering why I'm even commenting on it. The one thing good about this guy is March 26th. Different years, but 26. Congratulations, Chomp Chomp. All right. He's not the only one. You can go back and look at Brian Pritchard. You can look at Cordelia Lavelle. You can look at Mike Coleman. And on and on and on and on. These are the people that graduated and gone on to college and graduated. They've gotten advanced degrees, etc. These are the tradition that we're talking about. It's true, tradition never graduates. Players, individuals do graduate. And what those individuals do with their lives are magnificent. And a lot of that is a result of the training that they get in the Mount Vernon culture. And it is absolutely marvelous. It's something I'm very proud to be a part of. And hope to continue to be proud of, be a part of for a significant number of years to come. Chompers and I have the same birthday, but if you double his age and subtract a few years, that's where I am. So you don't have to subtract too many either. So 42 and well, okay. We're getting there. But again, I want to thank each of you for taking time out of your very busy schedules to attend this event and support these young men. And you owe it to yourselves, you owe it to them, to make as many games as you possibly can. And I don't usually like to single out individuals, but there's one individual I do want to single out. And that is the same individual that Lonnie singled out, Youssef. Youssef got cut from the team last year. And I don't know, if I had gotten cut, I probably would have gone into a shell and hidden for days, weeks, months. That's not what he did. The next day, he went to the gym. It started working, and you see where he is now. Youssef, stand up and take a pose. Another thing that Youssef had to do, and he had to put up with my mouth, as all the players do. And I asked him how hard is he working. He said working hard. And my answer to him was always work harder. He did work harder, and that's a result of it. And that will do you well the rest of your life, Youssef. And another thing, don't you ever let none of you players, don't you let anyone ever tell you you can't do it. Don't you let anyone tell you no. Again, thanks for the time, thanks for the opportunity, and see you at the next game. What I do wrong? Number 5. I'll hear about it later.
Okay, now to the team. I play the New York Daily number all the time, so my new number is 852.
All right.
That's my number. Come on.
8 seniors, 5 juniors.
2 Sops.
So we're going to call the Sops up first. Leading off.
8, 5, 2. My address is 5.
We have a 10th grader. Made the team. He has a lot of history in Mount Vernon. His mom played. His uncle played. This is Jasir Barnes.
Hello, everybody.
Alright.
My name is Jasir Barnes. I'm in class of 2022. So what I'm talking about today is
Louder.
My goal this year as a 10th grader, I'm grateful. Now let me see how I'm grateful to play varsity as a 10th grader. Thank you for the opportunity, Coach Amino. My goal this year, my personal goal is to get better and stronger. So next year I can be even more better. And my team goal, I want to win states and everything else.
All right. Awesome.
Thank you, Destination College, for helping me pass my algebra reaches last year. Special thanks to Mr. Gonzalez for being a great principal and showing support to our program.
Only coaches go twice.
Our other sophomore. Come on up, Mr. DeMarley Taylor.
DeMarley, class of 2022. I want to give thanks to all of y'all for coming out. And I started playing basketball in 8th grade with Coach Randy, junior nights. I was bad, actually. I was the worst on the team. I couldn't really make a layup. I couldn't do anything, actually. So I want to thank Coach Randy for actually believing it and putting me on his team. And I want to give a special shout out to Coach Charms for helping me getting better and waking me up at 6 in the morning. And I want to give a special thanks to Coach Amino for giving me this opportunity to play on his team. And I want to give a special thanks to Destination College for helping us become better student athletes. And and one of my goals I hope to achieve this year is to hopefully win states.
All right.
All of that.
Okay, on to the junior class now, the juniors. This young man, I was pretty sure he was going to make the team. I was concerned about his energy level. He has really, really shown me not to worry about that at all. He's been on the floor a lot, getting into it defensively. This is Brandon Wallace.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
As Coach said, my name is Brandon Wallace. I'm a junior. This is my first year as a varsity member. I would first like to thank my beautiful mom over there.
Very nice.
And my family for supporting me, as well my aunt there. I would secondly like to thank the coaching staff of Mount Vernon for giving me this opportunity to play for such a legendary program. I'd like to shout out Mr. Organi, Miss McKenna, and Miss Welp, and all the other tutors at Destination College for helping me with my classwork. My team goal is to obviously win states. I need ice on my fingers. goal is just to better myself as a basketball player and also as a young man. I hope all y'all can come out and support us during the season. Thank you.
Next up, we have from Thornton Performing Arts, we have Mr. Kwame Smith.
As he said, I'm Kwame Smith, class of 2021. Before I start, I'd like to thank God for putting me in this position.
Amen.
My parents, because without them, I wouldn't be here. I'd like to thank all the coaches in the program for pushing me and teaching me things that will make me better as a person and a player. I would also like to thank Destination College for all the things they've done as far as the trips, helping with homework, and providing food and snacks all the time. I'd like to thank Coach Thomas for giving me the opportunity of playing JV for him and working with me and showing me things that will make me succeed to become a varsity player. Thank you, Coach Gary, for pushing me non-stop this summer and helping me get to my goal. Get better. And thank you, Coach Samino, for giving me the opportunity to be on the team. And thank you, Mr. Gonzalez, for all the support that you have for the team. I started in the program last year on JV, but before JV I really hadn't played on the team. Since I was young, I always wanted to play varsity when I got to high school. I looked up to the varsity as role models and inspirations. As I got older, I realized I would have to put in the work to become a varsity player. So I started working out, started going to different gyms, and work on things to become better as a player. It felt so good hearing that I made the team, knowing that I could play for Coach Samino and play for Mount Vernon. But this is only the beginning. My goals for this year is to become better as a player and a person, to become a better passer, play better defense, to become stronger, and help my team win games. Another goal is to get a gold ball, win states, and make sure that me and my teammates get better individually and as a team. Thank you.
Good job, Kwame. Not her.
Next up, we have Yusef Adaya.
All right, Yusef.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
As you guys know, my name is Yusef, and I'm a junior, and this is my first year playing varsity basketball. I would like to give thanks to Coach Samino, my parents, Coach Shams, and the rest of the coaching staff for paying for this outstanding program. And big thanks to Mr. Gonzalez. And I would also like to thank Mr. Organi, Ms. Donna, and Mr. McKenna at Destination College for helping me with my homework and passing my regionals. My goals for this year is to improve as a better player and a teammate. And my team goals for this year is to win state. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope you would all come and support us during the season.
Yeah.
Junior Dominic Osapio.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for coming out. So as you guys know, I'm Dom. First, I want to congratulate our principal, Mr. Gonzalez, for his leadership and continuous support in the area of sports at Mount Vernon High School. Growing up, I loved playing basketball. Whenever I saw a Knight, I felt like I seen a superhero celebrity or something. I knew from there I wanted to be a Knight. I started playing in the program when I was in 7th grade, and there are many people in my position that were ahead of me. I realized I had to work hard and long to stand out and be noticed. Looking back, I realized all the early morning workouts and late nights in the gym paid off. I felt really good when I made varsity. While I hoped I would make it, I knew there was no guarantee. Many thanks to Coach Samino for this great opportunity. I would like to thank Coach Ern and Coach Thompson for guiding me to be a better player and grow as a man. Coach Losmore and his son Isaiah Moore for being there, you know, always helping me, giving me the right decisions to make and stuff. I like to thank my family over there, my grandmother, my grandfather. All my appreciation goes out to Destinies in college. Love you guys. For all the help to make a successful young man. And now that I am a Knight, I am determined to go hard, to get better, not only for myself, but for my team over there, you know, my new brothers now. My personal goals is to be a threat on offense and be aggressive on defense and keep my grades up. And my team goal, I hope we can accomplish many things, hopefully win a state championship this year. And finally, I would like to thank the man above for giving my last support.
All right.
Just want to share it's like Christmas for me, but having Noah up there watching him hit a three, it's like surreal. It's so cool. He was just here. He was just one of them. Now he's up there. Okay, good stuff. Last of our juniors, Xavier Romano. All right. Xavier.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So, as Coach said, my name is Xavier. Everybody calls me X. But I want to start off by thanking my parents because I don't say it and I don't show it a lot, but I really appreciate all the sacrifices you guys make. Taking me to workouts, coming to my games, recording my games so we could go home and watch footage out for that. Principal Gonzalez for all the support that he shows our program. I want to thank Destination College for helping me become a better student athlete and helping me maintain and better my grades. I want to thank my teammates because I'm not sure if you all know this, but I'm a transfer from a small school in Connecticut called Trinity Catholic. And since I've been here, they've been helping me make the transition easy. They've been with me 60, 70 days a week for multiple hours. And I want to thank them for that because I'm with them and they're like my family now, so I really want to thank them for that. I want to thank Coach Thomas because all my life he's been training me and he's been with me since I was a little kid and he's been training me and my brothers and I want to thank you for that. You were the first person I called when I wanted to transfer. And you're the first person that I let know that I was coming in, so thank you. I want to thank Coach Semino for not just letting me play with this team and be a part of the program, but you were the first one to give me my first paycheck. So, I want to thank you for that. I want to thank Coach Kenny and Coach Stanley. I'm not sure if they're here right now, but I want to thank them for the early mornings and the late nights that they put in with me to better my craft. I got some goals for this year. I want to win sectionals, I want to win states, and I want to win federations with my guys.
Right.
I want to become a bigger threat on offense and defense to help be a part of my team. With the help of the coaches and with the help of my team, I want to become a better man on and off the court and in the classroom. And I want to better and maintain my grades with the help of Destination College.
All right.
Good job, man. Right.
And now the year 2020 is upon us. We have our senior class. Speaking with this young man this week, I was point blank honest. I said I didn't think you were going to make the team. I really didn't. He just came in, he took no prisoners, and midway through the week, you could see the coaches were pointing and talking about him, and I said, wow, this could help us. Come on up, Youssef Aladdin.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
All right. My name is Principal Ron Gonzalez, class of 2020, senior, and this is my first and unfortunately my last year playing on the Mount Vernon Knights. I want to start off by saying that I hope we accomplish everything that we need till the end. and I hope we have a very memorable season. And so when I tried out last year, I got cut, and I started to think to myself why I got cut. I wasn't in the best of shape, and I needed to work on my skills more. So I did just that. I joined the gym. I worked out 5 to 6 days a week for like 2 to 3 hours every time. Each time I was in the gym, I would remember what Mr. Davis would tell me, that the next step to working hard is working even harder. So, and I thank him for that.
You earned it.
Thank you, sir. If I didn't get cut, I wouldn't have been so driven to prove myself and achieve what I wanted. So, and thankfully for that, I'm here today giving this speech. And this is an amazing opportunity that I'll try not to mess up. And I would like to thank Coach Chomps for putting up with me for 2 years on JV. I would like to thank Coach Cimino and the rest of the coaching staff for giving me this opportunity and making sure that all of us, making sure that they push us to do our best and turning us into fine young men the Mount Vernon way. I would like to thank Destination College for telling me the true meaning of being a student athlete. I would like to give a special thanks to Principal Gonzalez, who always does all that he can for us to have a great high school experience. And I would like to thank last but not least, my family for always giving me the love and support that I need.
This is no special order, just a few comments.
Go get it, man.
So, the next person I'm calling up is, he's an unusual person. And I mean it in a very, very positive way. I don't know where his star, what he'll attach to, but he's a special young man and he teaches me a lot. This is Nazir Davis.
No, work clean.
See everybody.
All right.
That's a lot of people. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Nazir Davis.
Good afternoon.
I'm Nas. People call me Nas. I know how that goes. Wow, since I've been playing basketball, since I've been in the Mount Vernon basketball program, a lot of opportunities popped up from there. You know what I'm saying? Got Destination College. I met a lot of people. Chris Cooney, EUE, Screen Gems owner. Miss McKenna offered me jobs, different sort of things. I just appreciate you guys. Shot Doctor, Mr. and Mrs. K, at the best. For real. It took a lot of hard work to get where I'm at right now. I can't front. It took a lot of hard work. Uncle Rick, Uncle Kenny, late nights in the gym all night, you know, bowling. Not that go. Hard work. I want to thank the coaching staff, Chomps, Gary, T. Y'all keep me tight, bro. I love y'all for real. Coach Cimino, thank you. I just want to say thank you, bro. You be acting like my dad. I can't front. You're like another father to me, no cap. Yo, shout out to Mr. G. Yo, Mr. G.
There he is.
Mr. G.
It's right in.
Thank you. We ain't gonna get into details. I got some goals for this year. As we all do. I want to be a better leader. I want to lead in a different way. Like, I don't want to be the one who yells at everybody. I want to be able to speak to my teammates on and off the court, you know.
Girls, all that. I want to go to college for free. That's another goal. I want to go to college for free.
All right.
And the last goal I have is I just want that picture on the wall. That's my last goal. Can't front. I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do to get it. And thank you all for coming. I'm out of here.
Next up, senior Orlando Dawkins.
I want to start by thanking Coach Semino. He's always been there for me the entire time. He's a nice person. Coach Tom and the entire coaching staff, they're great. They help us be the Knights, and as good as we are, they're the ones who teach us and make us great. I want to give a special thanks to Mr. Gonzalez, the principal at Mount Vernon High School. He supports us, and he's a nice leader for the school. He just knows how to handle youth. It's an honor being on this team. This year will make my 3rd year, and throughout these years, the team has changed a lot. The seniors graduate, and the underclassmen step up. This year is my year to step up and help the underclassmen.
Yes.
This program is one of the best things to happen to Mount Vernon High School. It keeps young youths off the streets, out of trouble, and it's just a safe haven to be. This program teaches us to be men, it teaches us to be mature, and it teaches us the meaning of toughness, on and off the court. These are all life skills that we need to survive in this world.
Yes. Yes.
And Destination College, don't forget all you guys.
Yes.
There's no words. They're great. They help us with the schoolworks. They help us be great student athletes, and they help us keep our grades up. So that's what's important. Thank you guys.
Right? Yes.
I didn't tell the team, but on a sad note, this is McKenna's mom passed away, so we'll keep her in your prayers. Next up, senior Damon Scott.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
Hello everyone, my name is Damon Scott and I am a senior at Mount Vernon High School. I would like to thank all the coaching staff and Destination College for all their support throughout my 4 years in high school. I would also like to thank Mr. Gonzalez for all he has done for me and my teammates both on and off the court. He makes sure we have all the necessary tools to become successful student athletes. We thank you. To my mom, thank you for being by my side, both good and bad. Without you, I probably would be struggling trying to keep my life intact. Thank you to my dad for supporting me throughout my basketball. Thank you so much, and I love you. My goals for this upcoming basketball year is to not only better my skills, but also being able to take home the gold ball one more time. I would also like to thank my team. I would also like for our team to win states because we get the chance of seeing our picture on the wall. Through this picture, it will show to everyone who supports our team the hard work and dedication me and my brothers put into this program. Lastly, to my brothers, this is our last year. Let's get this ship. Yeah.
Senior Jovan Young.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
I'm Jovan. I'm a senior. I'm graduating this year. First and foremost, I'd like to thank God for putting me in the position I am today.
All right.
Through Him, anything is possible.
That's right.
Amen. I'd like to thank the coaching staff, all the way down to the end of the bench, Coach B, Chomps, Gary, T, all of y'all. Like, my journey about Mount Vernon for the 4 years, it's been rough.
It's all right.
A lot of ups and downs. Played JV for 2 years. Coach Chomps. I knew him way before though. That's my brother. A lot of y'all know Jared. But yeah, just working out with Chomps in the gym from a young age all the way till now, right? Thank you, to be honest. And I know coaching us, for the whole coaching staff, coaching this group, coaching all of us, it's not always easy. Like, sometimes you might not listen, sometimes you might not like have the energy that y'all want, but like, to me, thank you for working with us. Destination College, y'all been a great help throughout these 4 years. That's helping me pass my regions, getting my work done, the whole college process, oh my gosh. It's been a lot. To my teammates, yo, it's a lot of talent on this team. I really think we can do a lot of stuff this year. Like, this year could really be special for us.
All right. Yeah.
I don't go to the high, so like, I don't see you on a daily basis, but like, just seeing you in the gym, watching us practice, all your support, like, bringing your boys around. I remember sometimes in the summer, you would have Sayus in the gym with us, like, just stuff like that. Like, thank you for all your support. And last but not least, my mom.
All right.
Oh, sorry. You good. My bad. I'm too close. I'm like a cat.
The sacrifices this woman has made for me, I like it. Thank you, Mom. Lovely establishment. The cooks, yo, the food is really good.
Amen.
Yes, I know. I gotta call Jared. He's definitely trying for that #1 status. Moving on, Senior Nigel Harris.
It's gonna be a while. Let him out.
Go Knights. All right, Knights.
Good morning, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I'm Nigel Harris. This is my senior year, my second year on this team. Being a part of this program is an honor, and throughout my high school journey, I've been given support, love, and motivation. I've been playing with the same group of guys since about 7th, 8th grade, and with this being our last year, I hope we can do something special. I thank my teammates and coaching staff for working hard and sacrificing in order to make our team better. I thank Coach Cimino for keeping me motivated to be the best basketball player I can be, and for believing in me and giving me the opportunity to be a part of this family. I thank Coach Chomps for cutting me from his JV team in 9th grade and putting me on a freshman team.
Thank you.
At first I hated school.
Mention Gary.
Gary too, but at first I hated it. I hated Coach Chomps. I didn't really want anything to do with him, like, to be honest. I wanted to give up, but I realized he made the right decision because I knew if I played on freshman, I was more valued and I was wanted on that team. I played more and it made me a better basketball player, so it mattered at the end. I thank Destination College for helping me with this college process, maintaining my grades and helping me be that student athlete. And I also thank Mr. Gonzalez for doing everything in his power to make me and my teammates have the best basketball experience possible. Even in school, he makes sure we're focused and doing the right thing. I thank my lovely mother right here. My number one supporter. She sticks by my side through about everything. And then I also thank my dad. There was a lot of tough times. And he would just hold my head up and help me through this long journey. So I hope to do great things with my team this year. And thank you all for your time.
You got those arms down pat. Yeah. She's gonna be all over this.
Troy going last. Whatever.
I think I had a special request for the last two to come up together.
All right.
Irvin Patrick,
I'll go first. My name is Irvin Patrick. It's gonna be R&B. First, I'm gonna start off by saying thanks to my mom and my sister. On my mom. I wasn't really involved with my father growing up. I live in a big household, a lot of brothers, the youngest of them all, and it was kind of rough sometimes, but I come to school positive every day. High spirit every day. It's not because of me, it's because of her. My sister, just like, that's my dad right there. Second mom, everything is good. I know if my mom not home, I go to my sister for anything. My brothers, they always help me. Everybody in my family helps me. So for me, thank y'all for all that.
All right.
All right. Because he helps us with anything. If you go in his office, the door's open for us. Anything. Like I needed a class change, I was having some problems. It's like he can't do it. I want to give a special thanks to that whole coaching staff, Coach T, Gary, Tom, everybody. I know for me, it was rough this summer. Everything was rough coaching us, but I understand personally. I understand the bigger picture. I know when I go to college, I'm like, damn, Gary wasn't that bad. I understand what y'all was trying to do for us. And I use that to help the team, to let everybody else know what y'all was trying to do to us, because when you get to the real world, it is rough.
Right.
And I got older brothers and people that could tell me that for me, so it took me a long time to understand that, but trust me, I appreciate that. For real, it's love.
It's awesome.
I appreciate that. I want to give a special thanks to Coach Semino. Coach Semino, man, I had some bad habits for these 4 years. Like sometimes going to class late, sometimes not going to class. But he just challenged me. He seemed like I could be smart when I want to, and he challenged me every day. Text messages, however, come to my office, I know it's something. I'm going. But I know like he wanted to better me as a man, as an athlete, and I appreciate that because
when I started in 9th grade, I'm a different person than I am now. And that's majority because of you. So thank you.
That's amazing.
Especially Mrs. Dr. K. She helped me through a lot of my work. I spent like 2-3 days working with her for a whole day trying to pass, and she got that done for me. And Dr. K, what you guys do is special. Mr. Ogani, what you guys do is special. You guys teach us how to maintain being a basketball player and a student and balancing time, and that's good. That's good management for us. And thank y'all for coming out and supporting us. Come to the games, please.
Yes.
We need your help.
Yes.
Trust me, we're gonna play hard. We just wanna win. That's our biggest goal. We just wanna win. It's not about how we do it. We just wanna win.
Troy. All right. My name is Troy Upson. Everybody may know me. I'd like to thank all you guys for coming out and showing appreciation and gratitude. I really appreciate it as a team. I wasn't when I started off playing basketball. I wasn't really that good, honestly. I was the worst player on the team, something like that, similar like that. And my teammates, Irv, Joe Vaughn, Damon, Nigel, Yusef, man, we was on quite an adventure. Like we Pennington, went to Pennington together, all of us. So we knew each other for quite a while. Ruda knew Damon and Joe Vaughn more earlier. X went to Pennington too, so it's like I knew that for quite some time, So I like to thank the coaching staff too. Coach Gary, Coach Chomps, Coach D, Coach D, I'm gonna be honest with you, I wasn't always the best. I would say I was a pretty of a, you know the word. But something clicked, I say, my 11th grade year going into my senior year on I had to kind of change my habits and the way how I view certain things as an individual. I knew by me having these bad habits that I had, the attitude and the walking away, if I can't do it here, how am I gonna manage in the real world? You know what I'm saying? It took a while for me to get it, but better late than never. Coach Amino, man, it wasn't always the best, honestly. I kind of went through some things at home personally. I grew up without a father. He died of cancer when I was in 7th grade, so I was kind of lost, and then I didn't know what to do sometimes. So being around these guys all the time, it kind of took my mind off it. So I'm really grateful for them. I know I'm not always the best teammate, but I really appreciate y'all. No funny. I really I don't always show it. I'm not big. I'm not one to big on emotion. I don't like that kind of stuff. But I feel like this is a necessary time to show my appreciation. I'll thank my mom as well too. Man, she's my father, I don't even know what to say. I'm not going you know how we rock. I'm not I ain't gonna go there. So Dr. K, I thank you, I kind of battled injury this off season with my knee, it's kind of been stressful for me, kind of think about my future, but you kind of different people, you kind of told me it'll be alright. I really appreciate that. Made me better made me feel better, took the stress off me. I think Destination College too. Man, my SAT scores, I gotta work on those as well. But I've been going there and trying to get it higher. I really appreciate it. Mrs. K, everyone, thank you. I really appreciate it.
And you know, it's been one heck of a journey, I'll say. At my 3 years, I went to Thornton in 9th grade. So I said my 3 years at Mount Vernon High School. It's been one heck of a journey. So you know, it's a new chapter in all of our lives. So you know, now it's a time that the world grew. It's a doggy dog world. So I got that saying from Gary. Kind of stuck with me. So you know. So it's gonna be all right. You know, show support this year, this season. It's gonna be one to remember. I appreciate all of you.
All right. Good job, Troy. All right, Irv.
So I say it every year, but I think you see why I say I have guts. I get to deal with them. They're pretty cool people. I'd like to call our principal up one more time, Mr. Gonzalez.
All right.
I was told I could speak twice. No, I do want to show ultimate gratitude. Who mentioned it? Jovan mentioned. It's not unusual on a Friday night for me to have my youngest with me inside the gym developing his skills. He's been part of the Mount Vernon basketball camp for years now. His game has risen to almost that Mount Vernon status. We're working on that. I finished those layups at the garden floor. But he has a game to get to. So I do need to leave, and I didn't want to sneak out the back door without really expressing how humble I am by this morning and this afternoon's events. All the love that you show, deeply touched. My family is deeply touched. We are all appreciative. They can see that the hard work that we put in at 100 Cali, which is written right on my heart, by the way, 100 Cali. They can see that the work that we put in at 100 Cali is about the 15 young men that just got up to speak. That's not easy. So, fellas, I appreciate you for coming up here, for thanking me the way that you did. You don't have to do that. You make what I do the easiest and the best job in the world. So I appreciate you so much. From the bottom of my heart and my family's heart, I thank you so much.
Thank you for the coaching staff, Coach Stanley. You know, he made me work a lot harder with the bar. It got me a lot better and made me make the varsity team. And I'm also thankful for my mother right here. Y'all don't know her.
Alright, good job.
All right, then.
You know she ain't trying to
concludes the player speech. Now we have open platform for anyone to come up. Hey, go ahead.
Oh, you got a sister?
Go ahead, here you go. Start it off.
Okay, X?
Trying to embarrass Xavier. What I actually want to say, Xavier stole a little bit of the thunder when he said, I didn't know he was going to mention this. But I really wanted to talk about, and a lot of other people mentioned this also, which I should have known, but I really wanted to mention chomps. You know, a lot of you guys don't know. I thank you all the time when I see you. But a lot of you guys don't know. When we first moved here, Coach Murray called him on the phone because I wanted my son. And he said, you know, he's new, talk to this guy, I'm gonna give you his number, and gave me Coach Chomp's number. And my kids didn't go to Mount Vernon School, but Coach Chomp looked out for me anyway. He got me onto an AAU program to get us started. But then he kept in touch, you know, and he didn't have to because, like I said, my kids weren't in the Mount Vernon program. But he would call to see how they're doing, how they're progressing the game. He'd give us that text at 8 o'clock at night saying, I got a gym at 6 o'clock in the morning, be there. When, again, he didn't have to, and I wouldn't blame him if he didn't, because you know it's not something you would expect, especially if he has nothing to gain from it. But in case you didn't know, you know, you've been a part of our, because you were there from the first dribble, my oldest son, first dribble, all the way through. And like Xavier said, you were the first phone call. We wanted to transfer, you were the first phone call when we got it done. I called you from inside school. I send you highlights of my 9-year-old, you know, so you've always been there, and I appreciate that because I'm gonna have to. And for the other guys, what I want to let you guys know is, I know you guys already do, but really appreciate the Mount Vernon program because I've been in a lot of programs. You know, I got 3 sons, all of them play basketball. We've been a part of a lot of programs, high school, AAU, everything. And I've never seen anything like that, and I told Coach Murray the same thing too. And again, I want to thank Chomps. It was Chomps who told me to come to the camp, to Coach Semino's summer camp. And if we hadn't done that, we probably wouldn't be here now because I was amazed that they were working on taking charges the first week in the basketball camp. Nobody else does that. So the little things that go on here, the late night workouts, you know, Kenny, Coach Stanley, everything that goes on here, it's really something to appreciate because it just doesn't happen anywhere else. But the best part of all of it is this. I heard a lot of you guys say after this, the world is really tough. It really, really is. But this program really prepares you for it and gets you ready.
Oh my God. Okay, hi. So you guys can see, Urban is my baby brother. So, and he said, oh my God, because we know he's going to get embarrassed. But I'm not going to go too hard. So first I want to start off that Urban started off, I think it was in 5th grade, and he tried out. And I remember Randy and Coach Dwayne, they were there. And he tried out, but he didn't make it. They sent him home, and I mean, he stayed in his room the whole week until they called him and said, I made a mistake. And right there, it changed his life because I think if you guys would have said no, I don't know where he would be right now. And I really want to shout that program because, like Urban said, he didn't have a father, right? And all you coaches became that father, and I appreciate you all for that. So I just wanted to shout that out. One more thing, Urban. I want to say I'm proud of who you became, and I have a 5-year-old son, and if it could be anything like you, I would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
The floor is open.
Did it.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Randy, and I'm one of the coaches with the Mount Vernon Junior Knights. Coach D is assistant coach for the 8th grade team. But one of the great things about today is that not only am I here to be able to witness my son as he journeys into his last season, but a lot of the players were players with me during the Junior Knights days. So it was great to see how they have grown from when they were on the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade team there to where they are now as men. You know, from all the craziness, the immaturity, to where you want to take off your belt and start beating people. Things that they do.
Yeah, we were up in that age.
Because of the things that they do when they're young, and them thinking that they know the world, even though they're only in 6th grade, but understanding who they are as individuals and helping them to grow. So it's great to be here today because I can look at some of them and say, man, it's been a journey. You know, whether it's been the coaching days and practice and us telling you need your report cards in order to play, suspending you if you didn't pass, going to those games, losing some, winning some chips and things of that nature. But to see who you are today not only makes me feel old, but it makes me feel proud. You know, to the fact to see that all of you are getting ready to go and do even bigger things after this year. And I look forward to seeing you guys win all the gold balls that you can this year, from the city to the state to the feds and so on. But I just want to thank them for not only growing as individuals, but helping me to grow as a person in terms of my coaching, to the point where Coach D has asked me to come back on numerous years when I've wanted to just sit down. But I thank you all for what you've done. You guys make me proud to see you, and it's cool that I could be in the car listening to music that you guys listening to, say the terms that you guys say, because you keep me young. So I thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Darryl Harris. Harris, Nigel Harris's father. I was asked to sing, but because we don't have a mic. Anyway, I just taking this all in, and this is something that I said last year about this being the village and you guys being our children. But before I get into that, I want to thank all of the coaches, Coach Toms, Coach Gary, Coach Schulzo, for all the hard work and dedication that they put in, the sacrifices. This journey has been amazing for my wife and myself. Looking over the 4 years, I do this all over again. I've gotten that opportunity to spend time with some of you, taking you home, after practice, and it's been great. I wish you guys tremendous success this upcoming basketball season. To the seniors, it is your responsibility to show leadership to your juniors. You are accountable. Everyone is accountable for each other there. All right? There's a we in the team, and I know you guys know that, and I don't want to be corny when I say that, but it's very, very important that you guys do that. I am proud of each and every one of you. And remember, hard work, dedication, commitment, goal setting. Goal setting is very important. Always do that, because what you're learning here propels you into life, again, on and off the basketball court. So God bless you guys. To the maroon and gold.
I love you to life. Raised in Mount Vernon, graduated in 1970. Part of the music program, but my grandson is a basketball player. And I'll be your loudest supporter, team. I'll be one of them. I'll be there. And we wish you the best. We wish gold. We want to go back to the state. All right.
But I just have to say that I've known Bobby. This is before basketball. This is how far we go back. Baseball. I mean, and I'm telling you, I'm talking about something, and you know that, Kirby and all of that. This man has been such a mentor and a model to the kids here in Mount Vernon. It's just unbelievable. Everyone thinks it's just basketball. It stemmed from baseball, where we used to go down to the fields, and he would just, kids had to be on the team, they were on the team. But the nice thing about it is when you see like Chops, Gary, all of those guys, and I used to come and watch them play and sometimes announce some of the games, that he mentored these kids, and then they come back and give back to the community. It's just unbelievable. Mount Vernon, they can say many things about Mount Vernon, but I have to tell you, we really are a family. Really are a family. And this is one of the people here in Mount Vernon that has always took care and cared for the children and the youth of Mount Vernon. And I have to say, I have students here, Brandon, the Marley. Come here. Come on.
Yeah.
I was in school council. Where's Irving? Where's Irving? Where's her? Where's her?
All the players are at the bar right there. At the bar already.
Where is he? Because this kid is one that to me has made the most turnaround. I was his counselor, and he was in my office many times. This one too. The Marley, Yusuf, and I'm telling you, they all talk basketball. And I used to say to them, I know Bobby, didn't I? I said, you got to get your studies up, you got to do right. And just to see them now, I'm just so proud of them. Just so proud of them. I mean, it brings tears to my eyes, especially this one. I really do. We have to support them. Are they okay? Woo! Thank you.
Yeah.
Troy, big Troy. Big Troy.
I'm Troy's mother. Not
only am I so proud of you, but Troy has been one of my biggest supporters. He's a wonderful young man. Not because he's my son, but because of how he is. Don't say anything, Troy. But he's absolutely amazing. He has transformed so much. And coaches, I thank you. I mean, I used to worry, where are you going? It's 5:30 in the morning. Where are you going? 10:30. Troy, you need to get home because I need to go to bed. I have to go to work in the morning. Mom, I'm not coming home yet. I'm not finished yet. But Coach Zemino, thank you. Thank you for supporting me. I'm overwhelmed with joy. Just to see the young man in his growth. You know, a couple of times we've had the discussion and I said, you know what, Troy? I have to say, if I don't wake up in the morning, I feel proud as a mom for the man you have become. And I know you're going to be an amazing person and you're going to contribute so much to society. So again, thank you for everyone who's given him a ride home. For everyone who has been shocked at the amount of food my son consumes. For everyone who has been shocked at my son's shoe size and how tall he is. As big as he is and as much as he eats, his heart is just as big. And I thank you for supporting him. Because I know plenty of times I wasn't there because I had to work. But I know there was a parent who was taking him home. There was a coach who was taking him home. There was my girlfriend who would go to the games and when I couldn't go. But guys, for everything, like I said, yes, it does take a village. And you are the village. And I do appreciate and have a lot of respect for what you do. Thank you.
All right.
Introducing myself. I will be the loudest. My name is Mary, one of the Spears moms. I'm excited for this new basketball year. I'm proud of you guys. I interact with them a lot, so they know how I feel about them. The coaching staff, you guys all know how I feel about you. You know how I feel about you. Yeah. Let's go.
Very nice.
I'm Kwame Dad Paul Smith. And the fact of the matter, I don't think I've been any one of your coaches. And I really didn't understand what was going on until today. Because today is the first time I've ever really attended Kwame. And I want to say thank you to all the coaches. All the interaction, all the speeches. I believe it's a great message, and I want to say that I'll read it as much as I can from that moment. I full support, and it's something that I didn't understand, and I do appreciate everything that you have done, and you always see me as much as I know. Thank you.
I am the odd child. I'm not very dangerous. I don't want to come up because I don't want to get emotional. So what I want to say thank you. My son pointed out something that is so meaningful. He said, Coach Zemino, you've been like a dad to him. And that's all the coaches. I thank you for the manhood that you're passing on to him. I thank you for the team. You know, you guys have become his brothers. And I thank everyone here who has eyes and ears on my son when I'm not around, because I worry. And I'm so grateful that I can't keep curfews because of basketball, but I'm confident and I know where my son is at all times. If he tells me basketball, my coach this, my coach that, I'm like, which one? What's his name? What's his number? He said, Ma, you gotta stop calling them. You gotta stop harassing the coaches. I said, all right. That was last year, but this year I'm confident, I'm comfortable, I'm grateful. And also, you also played another role. I've been away kind of for work in the past month and a half. You give my son rides to school. You make sure that he gets back and forth, and you know, he's mature. This could have went a whole another way. So I just want to say thank you again, piggybacking off of what she said, the rides, the food, the support. I just want to say thank you. And Nazir, I am so proud of you, because he used to play football and he transitioned from the Razorbacks, and it was 2 years in like 7th and 8th grade. I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen with this kid. And he's like, Ma, I'm gonna play ball. And his grades, he's always been an honor roll student. His grades started shifting. And I said, Nazir, you just have one job. I just want you to go to school, I want you to do well, and I want you to be successful. And every goal that my son has set, he has achieved. He's achieved. And I'm glad that. And I don't know where he get that personality from. I'm apologizing.
Hi everybody, how you sister? Hello. Sorry. So when he got cut, he didn't know what to do exactly, but he set a goal, he had his mind to it, he worked out, he did everything, and we're so proud to see like what he has become.
Get over there. Get over there.
Are you making another speech?
That's pretty talented. Good afternoon. I'm Maria. I'm Xavier's mom. So I'm just going to piggyback off of what everyone is saying. Thank you to all the coaches. Xavier was a transfer student, and coming into Mount Vernon, his main goal was, Mom, I gotta make sure that everyone sees that I'm capable of doing it here in Mount Vernon, because there's nothing like Mount Vernon basketball. He played in Trinity Catholic in Norwalk, Connecticut, and again, there's nothing like Mount Vernon basketball. So we're looking forward to the season, and piggybacking off of Nazir's mom, I guess I'm going to be the second loudest, but let's just have a good season. Thank you.
Move over this way, you. That's it. You sitting. Cheese, everybody. Cheese.
One more. Don't worry about it. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2.